Good afternoon, everyone. We're in Key West. I've never done this. I've never flown over the Key West all the way to Miami with this Joby flying vehicle. I call it a flying vehicle. It's not a helicopter. It's a mixture of helicopter and airplane. It's a mixture of, you know, a little bit of helicopter, a little bit of airplane. I call it a flying vehicle, and it's pretty cool actually. And it's perfect for looking at the scenery like Key West. Look, there's a helipad right there. This Joby is certainly one of my favorite flying vehicles. It's just perfect for checking out the scenery. Look, there's one small island over here. One is the loneliest number. It's right here. Oh my God. This would be a great for like to have a podcast. Like, imagine having a podcast on this small little island. That'd be great. But I don't know, like, how does it work? Like, is this island, are you allowed to go to this island, or, like, do they let you go there, or is it forbidden? I don't know, man. There's so many different rules here in the state of Florida, you know, from Florida Fish and Wildlife, where you can go, where you can't go, where you can fish, where you can't fish. You know, there's laws, and you know, so I don't know if you're even allowed to go here. But it would be pretty cool to have like a podcast here. So this is in Marathon, Florida Keys. I mean, you're already in Cuba, bro. Like, Florida Keys, Marathon, bro, you can spit all the way to Cuba. For real, dude. Like, you're right next door to Cuba. Literally. You're like next door to Cuba, man. You're like, You're like right there. All right, let's go north. So yeah, if you live in Florida Keys, Marathon, yeah, dude, you're like right next to Cuba. Like, technically, you could visit Cuba every day. Just get on your boat, you'll be there like within 40 minutes. Like, you'll be there within 40 minutes. You'll be in Havana within 40 minutes. Like, you like, seriously, you could visit Cuba like every day. But due to the relationships, the lack of relationship that we have with that country, it's really difficult. Because there's plenty of Coast Guard here. You can't just simply, let's get on a boat, let's go there. You can't. There's Coast Guard. The Coast Guard will stop you. They will ask you, what are you going, what are you doing? So it's not that simple. You can't just simply, let's go over there. But yeah, it's close by. It's really not that far. It's really nearby. Well, same thing with the Bahamas, Bahamas are not that far from Florida, And there's plenty of sharks here. Mainly bull sharks and tiger sharks. Bull sharks and tiger sharks, the worst, man. They'll eat anything. They don't care, dude. And they work in packs. Like the bull sharks and tiger sharks, they work in packs, bro. The great white shark, it's a lone wolf. It's a lone wolf, but the thing with the great white shark, if it's not hungry, it's not going to bother. But if it's hungry, well, you're on the menu. Yes, it's nice. You want to jump in there and swim, but just understand. There's plenty of sharks. Just remember that. Just remember, especially this time of the year. This time of the year, like late April. Was it April 28? Late April 28? Bro, this is like a feeding frenzy for sharks. I'm telling you, how do I know? I lived in Florida for 30 years. I know what I'm talking about. I spoke to fishermen. I spoke to Florida Fish and Wildlife. I know all of this, okay? So this is the worst time, to be swimming in the ocean. It's like spring, like early spring, late spring, like mid-March, late April, mid-April, or between March and April. Between March and April, that's the worst time to be swimming. That's why you hear about so many shark attacks. When is the best time to be swimming? July, August, those 2 months, they're not really around. They relocate, they go to different areas. You know, they have to understand they migrate differently. They move around. So July and August is the best time to be swimming. But you do have to watch out for the great white shark. They do swim, they travel distances, you know, and they're not always around, but they do travel the distances, and so, you know, it's one of those things. Now nobody's going to the water. Well, you know, listen, I'm not saying, look, I've been swimming in the ocean. I never got attacked by a shark, but yeah, there's always that risk. You know, just like, you know, there's always a risk of everything. There's a risk of you getting in a car, God forbid, some very nasty accident, some fatal crash or something, God forbid, and you die. There could be a fire in a building and you're stuck in the elevator and that's it, right? You burn inside that elevator. You know, there's always a risk, dude. There's risk everywhere. You know, I hear all this argument. Yeah, well, if you're gonna live so scared and in some sort of a panic anxiety, well, then you have to live in some sort of a cocoon. You know, listen, you can live afraid. That's the whole idea of life. You live it, you enjoy it. Sure, there's always a danger, there's always a risk, you know. You know, what can I do? If it happens, happens. It is what it is. You know? Look through all the shit I've been through. I survived the Bosnian War. I should have died in that war. Like 100% I should have died. But I didn't. So like there is no like some sort of if I do this, I'll be okay and I'll be safe. Dude, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. There's really nothing you can do about it. So I always tell people, this is what Chuck Norris was talking about. Like he says, you know, before he passed away, he made an interview where he said, I don't worry about anything. And the interviewer asked him, this is like, I think late 80s, when he was doing all these big movies. And he said to him, how come you don't worry? You know, you don't worry about nothing? I said, no. I said, I don't worry about anything. I mean, what is the point? You know? You're going to go through all that anguish and all that hysteria and all that anxiety and panicking, worrying, stressing, and then nothing happens. And then things gets fixed. Right? So let's say you worry about a problem, right? He says, you worry about a problem and you go through all this anguish, through all this stress, through all this worry, through all this, you know, waste of time, nonsense of stressing yourself and worrying so much. You go through all this anguish and then the problem is fixed and you just spent the entire month worrying and worrying and worrying and then the problem got fixed. So then what was the point? You know, so and he's absolutely right. May he rest in peace, Chuck Norris. What a great man, right? No wonder Bruce Lee was his best friend. And I can see exactly why Bruce Lee was his best friend, because Bruce Lee saw something in him that was like truly unique. And you know, Chuck Norris was a very unique person, man. You know, it sucks that he's not with us anymore. But how old was he? 86? He lived a good life, you know, 86 years, 86 of great life, you know. But again, you look at Chuck Norris, you know, he lived a very healthy life. He took care of himself. He did everything they're supposed to be doing, you know, taking care of yourself and eating right, exercising, all of this stuff, right? And one day, that's it. You know, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. So that's the message. Don't freak out about it too much. Don't worry about it too much. You know, because you don't know, man, when is your time to go. So the best thing you can do is just enjoy this very moment. Enjoy the moment. Live your life. Be grateful that you're alive, that you're enjoying this moment, and that's it. Stop freaking out. I don't understand people who are just constantly freaking out and worrying about everything, and bitching and moaning about everything. Like, really, dude, what kind of life do you even live, if that's all you do? If that's all you do constantly. So, take it from yours truly, all right? Dude, I'm the happiest guy on the planet, dude. I wake up happy, I go to bed happy, I enjoy what I'm doing. I do this not because I have to, I do it because I love it doing it. I love sharing this with you, I love making this experience. A lot of people misunderstand me. A lot of people talk so much crap about me without even knowing me. People who talk about me are usually people who don't know me, and they're just basing their opinions and judgment based on what they see from me on the YouTube, and then they start making their own assumptions, etc., etc. But a lot of these people don't know me. And the funny thing is, people who talk about me behind my back on Discords and other places are the people who are insecure, are the people who are themselves haven't accomplished anything in their life. They never enjoyed life. They live in a cocoon, and they're always playing a victim, blaming everybody for their life, etc., etc. These are the kind of individuals that are writing about me, that they're like talking about me, So I just laugh it up. I laugh it up, and I'm like, well, talk about me, give me more recognition. I don't care. But I'm telling people who watching this, who are subscribed to me, just remember, those people who talk about me, they're talking out of their ass. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know me. Only I know me, okay? It's that simple. No one really knows me better than me. Just like I will never know you as much as you know yourself. All right. So, but anyway, I don't care. I'm in a public space. People can say whatever they want to say. I always tell people, say whatever you want to say about me. I'm in a public space. You have a right to your opinion. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. But I just want to let you know that there's a lot of bullshit out there. People talk about me, which is completely not true. And if you believe that bullshit, well, just remember, guys, that's on you. That it's on you. You made that decision to believe that bullshit, But anyway, let's enjoy this flight of Key West. Look how beautiful Key West is. I've been here so many times. Small towns, very small towns, small communities, and I kind of like that. Everybody knows everybody. A lot of fishermen here. It's a nice community, actually. Key West. It's a nice community. Every place can be dangerous. Here we go again. Like, you want to live in a refrigerator, right? Go live in a refrigerator. I get tired of all this, like, oh, is it dangerous? Is this dangerous here? Is it dangerous? Like, everywhere it can be dangerous. Everywhere it can be a risk, but you can't live in fear. I've been to so many places around the world, I, don't worry about that kind of shit, But I also, watch my surroundings. I'm not an idiot. Like, I always know what's going on around me. I always keep an eye on my surroundings. I'm not like one of those guys always checking my phone, put on the headphones, I always look around. When I'm in a public space, I'm always looking around, see what's around me. Okay, doesn't mean I'm paranoid, doesn't mean that I'm, worrying. It's a habit that I have, that I always, scan my surroundings, which is it's a good habit to have. It can save your life. So you should always know your surroundings. That should be like your natural instinct habit, to know your surroundings. Okay, it doesn't mean you're paranoid, it doesn't mean you're afraid, it just means, hey, I like to know what's going on around me. Okay, but everywhere it can be dangerous. Key West, yeah, it's a small community, small towns, but I like that. I like small communities because everybody knows everybody. All the fishermen know everybody. Everyone knows everyone. It's a small community. It's like a small town, and it's nice. It's nice, you know. We got a couple of more small islands over here. Is there going to be a Key West in Grand Theft Auto 6? Oh, plenty of boats. Oh, plenty of fishermen boats. You'll see plenty of boats and airplanes and helicopters, and you'll spend a lot of time on the ocean and fishing and flying, and yeah. Well, there's going to be a Key West. There's no question about it. Is Grand Theft Auto 6 coming this year, November? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, guys. Part of me is like, I think this time it's coming, because it's at the end of the year, November 19th. It's the peak of the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and then we have New Year's Day 2027, January, right? We're right into the new year of 2027, and I think this is the perfect release date for Grand Theft Auto 6, you know. Why do I say that? Because they need to release, just like they did with Grand Theft Auto 5 in 2013, right? Just around the time when consoles were being released. In November, you know, we had PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So same thing with the Grand Theft Auto 6, because in 2027, that is it. Xbox Helix, Project Helix will be released. PlayStation 6 will be released. So it's just in a perfect timing for the next generation consoles. And that's why I'm thinking that this time around they're not going to push the date. I think you will see it. It'll be available this Thanksgiving, this holiday season, and it's a perfect setup at the end of the year, going into the winter, January 2027, and then, you know, Rockstar will be preparing to work on the PS6 version and Xbox Helix version, and they'll be trying to utilize the power of these two consoles to have it ready for the next generation Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2027 once they launch the console. Now, the question is this, and I know a lot of you have asked this question. All right, if that's the case, Mr. 4K, are we going to have to pay for the next generation version of Grand Theft Auto 6? Yes, you will have to. Remember, it's Rockstar. They want to make money. Yes, you will have to buy it again. Yes, you know, you will have to buy it again, unfortunately. And you'll have to do the same thing on a PC, of course. Buy it again. Why they're doing this? Because they want to make as much money as possible, man. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. So yes, they will charge you. You know, Rockstar is not cheap. And they will charge you every penny. So yes, not only will you have to pay for the current generation Grand Theft Auto 6, but you will also have to pay, of course, for the next 6 and Xbox Helix. So you'll be paying for the next generation Grand Theft Auto 6, and of course PC version whenever that is, maybe 2028, and then there will be an enhanced version. You'll have to pay for that again, enhanced version as well, probably 2029. Yeah, trust me, they'll make a lot of money from Grand Theft Auto 6. They will make ridiculous amount of money. They will make so much money that they could take a break for another 10 years. It's like Rockstar could just take a break for another 10 years and just not do anything and just chill. The kind of money that they're going to make the revenue they're going to make on the Grand Theft Auto 6 is just going to be ridiculous. Now, I'm only speculating. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a Nostradamus. Okay, I don't have a crystal ball. Okay, this is all me speculating. There's a possibility they might delay Grand Theft Auto 6 again. You never know. They might delay it till 2027, and they might delay it till next generation. But I don't think they want to do that. I think they want to profit both from current and next gen. I think that's their goal. They're like, hey, we want to profit from the current gen and then the next gen, and have them pay twice. Meaning us customers have them, and we will gladly pay twice because it's Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, this is just my speculation. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. All right. I'm not a Nostradamus. All right. I'm not a time traveler. I don't know. Okay. But I have a very plausible predictions. I usually go with a plausible, logical predictions. That's what I usually do. I don't have like a wishful thinking fantasy prediction. A lot of people have a visual thinking fantasy predictions. I don't do that. I don't have a fantasy wishful thinking prediction. Fantasy predictions are fantasy. I try to stay realistically, logically, and plausible. I want to be plausible, and that's what I try to do. Wow, this is beautiful. It's really beautiful. This is probably the best VR game ever, dude. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has to be the best VR game ever. The fact that you can go anywhere in the world, like yesterday, we were flying in New York, Las Vegas, LA. We were also flying around a little bit in Rocky Mountains, Colorado, near the Aspen, with a little helicopter. And the day before that, we were flying an A-10 jet fighter, A-10. And then before that, we were in the Grand Canyon, and we're in Germany. I mean, so many places. And keep in mind, this is still in beta. Bird! 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 Welcome to Key West, guys. Yeah, it's nice to live here. It's beautiful, but you have to remember, you have to deal with the hurricanes. If the hurricanes goes through here, which most likely it will, you're dealing with a lot of floodings, a lot of damage. So, you have to think about, is it worth it, Now, if you have the money and, the money is not an issue, and you can pay for flood insurance, and you can pay for the house insurance, and you have that kind of money, and money's not an issue, and you're filthy rich, then you don't care, So you're living a dream. But for middle class, it's too expensive, because you have to maintenance all of this. You will be dealing with the hurricanes, and that your house will be damaged, there will be floodings. So you have to think about that. These are all things you have to think about. Are there any alligators here? Oh yeah, they got alligators. And the American crocodiles. Oh yeah, they have them. They're around here. Have I seen a crocodile? Oh yeah, I mean alligators. I've seen American crocodile and the alligator. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen them way too many times. Because you live in Florida, it's like of course. Yeah. You know, we can go to the Everglades since we're here, you know? Yeah, why not? We can go to the Everglades. We're not that far from Miami, so I guess Everglades is way out west. And it stinks so bad. Oh my God. Oh, dude. You guys have no idea. Well, for those of you who live in Florida, you know what I'm talking about. The smell. Oh. The smell of that swamp. Dude, you never get used to it. I lived in Florida for 30 years. Let me tell you something. You never get used to that swamp smell. It's inside your lungs. It's horrible smell, dude. Can't even breathe. It's so bad. Oh my God. It's so bad. Yo. For those of you who live down here in Miami, you know what I'm talking about, all right? For those of you who've never been here, then you probably don't know. But man, the smell is like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. The smell, it's something that, yo, dude. Yo. It's so bad. It's beautiful. I love this Joby. Joby is my favorite flying vehicle. I call it a flying vehicle. Honestly, this is the best. It's my favorite right now. It's like a Lexus of an airplane. It really is. It has so much space. How many passengers can you put, man? Let me see. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can put 4 people in here, plus you, the pilot. That's 5. But yeah, man, this is great. It is like a Lexus. I call it the Lexus of airplanes. It's called Joby. Joby! 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 It's expensive, of course. Of course. But if you are filthy rich, then you're good. Oh my God, where am I going? There we go. There's an island over there. Let's check it out. Yo, dude. It's the middle of nowhere. Look at this island. Is this where Jack Sparrow home is? It's probably a home of Jack Sparrow. It looks like a place that Jack Sparrow would probably stay. There's another island over here. It's a Key Biscayne. Oh, we're almost at Miami and Miami Beach. Yeah, we're almost here, guys. Key Biscayne, it's another island. It's right next to Miami Beach. Oh yeah, we're almost at Miami right here. So we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're good. As soon as I saw Key Biscayne, I was like, yeah, I know where we're at. There's Miami right there. But for a moment there, I was like, Bermuda Triangle, like, what happened? Where am I? Yeah, well, Bermuda Triangle, yeah. This is a Bermuda Triangle. But yeah, as soon as I've seen the island, it says Key Biscayne Island, I knew it. And there's Miami, downtown Miami, there's Miami Beach. I knew it. Who lives here? Oh, rich people. Celebrities, super famous. I mean, look at this location. Of course, dude. It's not going to be a middle class. It's going to be rich people, celebrities, movie stars, you know, famous people, billionaires, millionaires, you know. Because it's isolated from the city, it's safe, it's secure, you know. That's what they want. People, you know, people who have money, who are billionaires, millionaires, they want safety. They want reassurance. And when you are so isolated from the city, of course, this is a perfect assurance and perfect, you know, way to guarantee your safety and security, right? So, and it's easy for law enforcement to manage this island. So, yeah, celebrities, movie stars, very important people, billionaires, gigatrillionaires, you know, with their super expensive yachts. And then over there, there's a city which is nearby. And then there's Miami Beach also, which is nearby. So it's a perfect location for them. There's some golf courses here. Play some golf, right? It's a perfect island for billionaires, gigatrillionaires, 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 billionaires and billionaires and billionaires. Okay. And of course, there's the bridge that you have to cross. And this will take you, of course, to Miami and Miami Beach. Actually, you cannot access Miami Beach from here. You have to go on the other side. Will Smith has a house here somewhere? Possibly. 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 I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe his wife Jada has a house here somewhere. I don't know. Possibly. Oprah. I know Oprah has a house down here. Probably on this island. Yeah, Oprah. Yeah, I know Oprah has a house down here. Yeah, but she's a billionaire. You know, you have to remember, these are billionaires. Gigatrillionaires. Billionaires, gigatrillionaires. And this is downtown Miami. They're always building new buildings, bro. There's so many buildings now, it's ridiculous. They'll turn Miami into Dubai. I'm telling you. It'll be like a Dubai. So many buildings they're building, dude. And it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. There's American Airlines Arena, Miami Heat. That's the place where I saw U2 concert. U2 concert, December 2001. It was a great concert from Bono, U2. Garbage Band was the one that actually that opened the for U2 concert. You can go look it up. You can go. What was it, 2001 December? You can look it up. It was very great. It was very emotional. At the end, it was a very long concert, very emotional. Bono was singing a very emotional song at the end, honoring all the victims of 9/11. And it was very emotional. All the firefighters, all the police, law enforcement, victims, 3,000 of them. He was listing all their names. Everyone had a candle on, like a lighter or a candle or a light. It was very emotional, and it was probably one of the best concerts. Like a very emotional concert. It was really, really good. I think probably one of the best U2 concerts I've ever been to. And it was in 2001 December. And yes, Garbage Band, band called Garbage, was opening for U2. And it was right here in American Airlines Arena. And that was 2001. And then before they tore down the Orange Bowl Stadium in 1999, summer of 1999, I went to see Metallica at the Orange Bowl Stadium in 1999, and it was so amazing, dude. Kid Rock was there opening for, it was actually 3 bands, Seven Dust, Kid Rock, and Creed, and those are pretty good 3 bands. You know, Seven Dust, I like Seven Dust, Kid Rock, and Creed. It was right in that Orange Bowl Stadium before they tore it down. The same Orange Bowl Stadium where they filmed Any Given Sunday. You guys ever seen the movie Oliver Stone, Any Given Sunday, with Al Pacino? And Cameron Diaz, Al Pacino. That was the stadium where they filmed it. It was inside the Orange Bowl Stadium before they tore it down. And then the movie came out afterwards. A lot of history in this town, man. I remember when they were filming Bad Boys 2. My God, where was that house? There was a house, and they blew it up. But it wasn't in Miami. It was in Delray Beach, which is north of Miami. Delray Beach. It's a different city. Delray Beach. In Delray Beach, there was this house, and Michael Bay in the studio, Columbia Pictures, Sony, bought it from this millionaire, and the millionaire sold it to the studio just so they can blow it up. And they did. They really blew up that house. Yeah. They did. They blew it up. It was in Delray Beach. So yeah, that was Bad Boys 2. And then, of course, Bayfront Park. There's Bayfront Park, Ultrafest, music festival, like every March, every year in March, there's a Ultrafest musical festival where all the DJs come together. I've seen Tiesto, I don't know how many times. I've seen, Jesus, there's Bayfront Park right there. It's right on the Biscayne Boulevard, Bayfront Park. I've seen Tiesto, George Acosta, DJ IC, DJ Baby N, Paul Oakenfold, Armin van Buuren, Paul Van Dyke. Let me see who else besides Tiesto. So many DJs, man, so many. I can't remember all of them, but there were so many famous DJs, and they're all there. I've seen every single one of them. Ultrafest, it's called the Ultrafest. It's right on the Bayfront Park, right there. The Bayfront Park. And then here it will take you to Miami Beach. You've seen this in Grand Theft Auto 6. You know, I really can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 6 because I just want to see how accurate it is. Because I'm very familiar with this town. I'm very familiar with Miami, South Florida. I'm very familiar living here with this place. So I just want to see, like, how accurate did they make Grand Theft Auto 6 to portray Miami. Now, they don't call it Miami. They call it something else. I forgot what they call it in a game. Is it a Vice City? But I just want to see how, like, accurate it is. And can't wait to see it. Can't wait to play it. Welcome to Miami Beach. There's Miami Beach here. I feel like a tour guide. Yesterday I was showing you Los Angeles, you know, Pacific Coast Highway, Malibu, Santa Monica Beach, downtown LA. I was showing you Los Angeles. I was showing you Las Vegas. I was showing you New York. And now here I am. Now I'm showing you Miami, Key West, Miami Beach. Look at Miami Beach. Beautiful. What's better, Miami Beach or Santa Monica Beach? They're both great. Honestly, they're both great. You know, it just depends, like, the vibe. You know, the West Coast vibe is different from the East Coast vibe. East Coast vibe is more international. Like Miami, it's more like international. It feels international. You'll see people from Brazil, people from, you know, Argentina, people from Germany, Denmark, France, London, UK. You'll see people from Sweden, a lot of supermodels from Europe and Latin America, from Colombia, from, dude, you name it. Brazil. So it's a more like international vibe. Like when I like the way I compare Los Angeles to Miami, it's like this. Los Angeles has that West Coast vibe, which is kind of like everybody wants to be a movie star, entertainer kind of vibe, and then this is more like an international party vibe. Think of Miami like a party city. It's all about partying, and there's a lot of international vibe here. Everybody wants to party. It's like international vibe. West Coast is more like everybody, you know, it's kind of like everybody wants to be famous. Like, that's my vibe when I'm in LA, when I'm in Los Angeles. I always get this vibe, like everybody wants to be famous. Everybody, you know, is trying to be famous. Everybody wants to be a movie star. Everybody wants to be an entertainer, you know. And there's like a specific kind of vibe in LA versus here. Here's more like international vibe, you know. That's just my experience, like the West Coast, East Coast. New York, it's the best way to describe New York City, at least in my experience, is the entire world in one city. Any ethnic background, any ethnic culture background, you can find it in that city. From all walks of life, it's all there. Any ethnic background, any culture that you can think of, any culture from around the world that you can think of, it's all in that one city. It's such a big city. It's like the city of the world. I call it the city of the world. They call it Big Apple. I call it City of the World because it's you know, and that's the kind of vibe that you have in New York City, of course. That's my experience. That, you know, my experience living in the United States, here in the United States of America. And the fact that I've been through so many of these different cities, famous, iconic cities, that's my honest, like, opinion. You know, that's my experience that I have. You know, I feel like a tour guide. Honestly, these live streams have become like a tour guide. Maybe I should be a tour guide. I don't know. This is your new job, Mr. 4K. You're a tour guide. Oh, what's the time? Oh my God, it's time for me to eat something, man. I have to make a lunch. I have to eat. But just remember something, guys. All of this is expensive. If you want to visit Miami, it's expensive. You want to visit Los Angeles, it's expensive. You want to visit New York City, it's expensive. Just remember, it's nice to visit these cities, but right now, man, it's super expensive to visit these cities because everything's so expensive. Back in the days, things were a little bit different. You have to remember, I'm an old geezer, all right? But back in the days, things were a little bit different. Now, everything's so expensive. So if you want to visit LA, Las Vegas, Miami, New York, it's expensive. And I'm pretty sure the same applies if I was to go to London. It would be very expensive because I spoke to people who live in London and they say, yeah, mate, you want to come to London? It's expensive. Make sure you have some money on you. So that's the only downside right now is like, if you don't have the money, then you really can't enjoy these cities, But if you have a PlayStation VR 2, you can put on the PlayStation VR 2 and you can pretend that you are here and you didn't have to pay anything. There you go. Like I can fly to London right now and I can pretend that I was at the London, but I didn't pay anything. Okay, maybe that will be my next live stream. Okay, I'll tell you what, my next live stream, since we already covered Key West, Miami, we covered Grand Canyon in Arizona, we covered Los Angeles, we covered Las Vegas, and like I said, Grand Canyon in Arizona. We already covered the Grand Canyon. We covered Alaska. I think it's time for me to... Well, Germany, we also covered Munich, Germany. We also covered Switzerland. So the next place I want to go is London. That will be my next live stream. It's me flying around the London. And we'll be using the same flying vehicle called Joby. Joby, can we land? Yes, we can. Should we land? We should, but we should land where it's appropriate to land. Let's go to the airport. All right, we can be landing on the beach. All right, we don't have the clearance to land on the beach. All right, we can do that. They will never allow us to land on the beach unless it's an emergency or something. But yeah, we have to land over here. Hollywood International, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International. Here we go. Usually when I go to Los Angeles, this is the airport I fly from. I fly from Hollywood International. Because the Southwest, they have cheaper tickets, Southwest airliners, from here to Denver, and then from Denver to Los Angeles. Like that's the kind of like flight that I usually take from Southwest airliners. Usually from Hollywood International, it's a little bit cheaper. So from Hollywood International to Denver, and then from Denver to Los Angeles, LAX. All right, let's land over here. Yeah, but when I used to visit LA, That was like back in the days when it was a little bit cheaper. You know, you can get cheaper tickets and a cheaper flights. But now, forget it. You know. All right, let's land. Can we land? We need to land. Here we go. We're going to land right over here. Smooth. Do it smooth. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Don't make it bumpy now. Don't make it bumpy now. Do it smooth. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Come on, man. Do it smooth like Tom Cruise. There you go. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on now. There we go. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yeah! All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Matthew McConaughey has to go make some lunch. I have to go eat. All right, all right, all right. Thank you guys for watching this short live stream. I'll see you guys later on tonight. We'll probably go to London and fly around to London. Yeah, we'll be flying around London. Okay? All right, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Live stream.